How are you? I'm live again, and as we have already decided, I'll be asking you not more than 11 questions on the wasteland. Show your presence. As you all know, let me give you a brief idea about the poem Wasteland. This poem was published in 1922 and it was written in 1921. T.S. Eliot, the most famous Nobel laureate, the modernist writer, wrote this poem. And this writer was American and he took the citizenship of England. He says that he is a classicist in literature and Catholic in religion and royalist in politics. And another important thing that this poem, The Wasteland, is actually a document in which the writer has given us a message that the modern generation is spiritually barren and that barrenness has created two wastelands. One is the outer wasteland as per the nature is concerned and the inner wasteland, that is the lack of spirituality. And that is the message. I have already taken four or five long lectures on this poem. More interested in the objectivity as per their exams, NET and JRF, these kind of exams are concerned. So let me ask you some questions now. I already have sent, hello everybody, I have already sent poem and all the allusions used in this poem and minor and major details of the poem. And I guess that, any question of these questions which I have given will not come in your exam. If you master yourself, if you read or twice you read these questions, you will find, good morning, Priyanshu Chaudhary ji. Now let me tell you one more thing that The Wasteland is inspired by James Fraser's book, The Golden Bough, and From Ritual to Romance from Jesse Weston's book. And there are three kind of myths the writer has used by the Bible, the biblical myth the writer has used, the Hindu myth he has taken into account Vrihadanayaka Upanishad, and there are so many other allusions the writer has used. The writer has used Greek mythology. The speaker in the poem is not the poet, but direct allusions means indirect references from more than 54 sources. The writer has used the technique of consciousness. So we see that in this poem, the writer has actually it is considered to be an eclectic poem in which all the different documents, the classical documents, have been included into. Now let me ask you the quiz. The first question is, which Queen of England is mentioned with her lover in this poem? Which Queen of England is mentioned with her lover? Your options, should I give you the options? Queen Anne, Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Mary. Write your answer. Which Queen of England is mentioned with her lover in this poem? Nobody is answering. Okay then. The answer is Queen Elizabeth. Second question. Which mythological character is referred to in the poem? As you all know that I have already told you that there are so many different mythological characters being mentioned here. So, which mythological character is referred to in the poem? Philomel, Hieronymo, Tiresias. I have already given you the options. Philomel, Hieronymo, Tiresias. What is the answer? Answer is Tiresias, because Philomel is not a mythological character. Hieronymo is also not a mythological character. Yeah, Tiresias is the answer, Manisha Rathod. Correct. Third question. Which tarot card is picked first? As you all know, that many tarot cards are drawn. Which tarot card is drawn first? The Wheel, the Hanged Man, the Drowned Sailor, the Lady of the Rocks? Answer this question. That which tarot card is picked first? The Wheel, the Hanged Man, the Drowned Sailor, or the Lady of Rocks? I'll wait for your answer. If you answer, then okay, I move ahead. I'm not going to answer this question because I taught you the poem. The fourth question, which, yeah, Lady of Rocks, Bhagchand Chaudhary, the Lady of Rocks. Are you sure that Lady of Rock comes first, or the Wheel, or the Hangman? There will be some discussion on this question. I'll wait for your answer. Now I'm moving to the fourth question. Which nursery rhyme is mentioned in this poem? As you all know that one nursery rhyme is used in this poem, the last section of the poem. Is it Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? It is Baba Black Sheep, or it is London Bridge is Falling Down? Is it Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Baba Black Sheep, or London Bridge is Falling Down? Which nursery rhyme is mentioned in the poem? So the answer is very clear cut. London Bridge is Falling Down. I'm still, I'm on question number 5th now. Who is the third walking person besides you, as is mentioned? Yes, Manisha's answer is correct. London Bridge is Falling Down. Roshni Kumaut's answer is Lady of Rocks. Okay. I think those are the pearls which were his eyes, you know. So the answer of the third question is the Drowned Sailor. So question number 5. Who is the third walking beside you in the section What the Thunder Said? As you all know that there is a section What the Thunder Said. In that scene, the poet has shown 2 people walking, and they are saying that, you know, who is the third walking beside you? Now, my question is, from which mythology or from which religion or from which idea this section is, or this idea is influenced? The 2 people are talking and they are saying that which one is the third one walking beside you? Yes, that's great. Actually, this is the idea of Trinity, the concept of Trinity in Christianity: God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost. So the question is, like, we know that the answer is Jesus, but then there are 2 people walking. These 2 people are the knights who have gone to search for the Holy Grail. But then what they are talking about, though we know that, you know, they must be talking about you know, Jesus. But the question is that because the concept of 3 is coming, so there is a question that, you know, from which religion it is concerned, or what is the idea here? They can ask you this question in different ways. So that is the idea of Trinity, because as you know that this T.S. Eliot was a Christian. Okay, 6th question. Which Upanishada is referred to in the poem? Which Hindu scripture or Upanishada is used? Has they used the Gita? Because Gita is also called to be an Upanishad. Which Upanishad did they have used? A writer has used in this poem. Which Upanishada the writer has used in this poem? Do you have any answer? Okay, let me answer this question. As you all know that I told you that, you know, in Harvard, T.S. Eliot, you know, pursued a course of Sanskrit. So he was very much influenced by the esoteric and the spiritual aspects, transcendentalism, you know. So he has referred to this Brihadanayaka. Yes, correct. Ankit's answer is correct. Brihadanayaka Upanishad, and that is mentioned at the end of the book, end of the poem. 7th question. Good night, ladies. Good night. Good night. Tata. Good night. There is a section in this poem. Now, Which Shakespearean play this dialogue is inspired from? Which Shakespearean play this dialogue, or say this idea or this part of speech, has been taken from? Goodbye, ladies. Good night. Tata. Good night, ladies. Goodbye. From which Shakespearean play this thing has been, this part of speech has been taken from? Any idea? I told you during the explanation of the poem, it is inspired by Shakespeare's Hamlet. These are the last words of Ophelia in Hamlet. Yeah, Ankit's answer is correct. Okay, eighth question. There are many quotations in Hamlet. There are many quotations. Now I'm reading the eighth question. There are many quotations in different languages in the poem. Which language is not used? Spanish, Italian, Greek, German. Just remember, the writer has made this poem an amalgam of languages also, and a cauldron of languages. So how many languages are used? Which one is not used? That is the question. Spanish is not used, Italian is not used, Greek is not used, German is not used. Tell me. Any idea? The answer is that Italian is used because, as you know, that there are two epigraphs, and one epigraph is in Italian language. The writer has also used one epigraph in Greek language. So Greek language is also there, Italian language is also there, German language is also there when the girl says that I am German, I am not Russian. So Spanish is the answer. Spanish is not used anywhere in this poem. So correct answer is Spanish. You have to see, you have to look at the original text. Now I come to the ninth question. Which city is not mentioned in the poem? Yeah, which Bhagchand Chaudhary's answer is the German and Spanish. Yes, your first answer was wrong. Second is correct. Spanish is not used. Now I'm coming with the ninth question. Which city is not mentioned in the poem? Alexandria, Munich, Vienna, Carthage. Alexandria, Munich, Vienna, Carthage. So if you read this, there comes a section in which the writer has shown hordes of people migrating. He has shown to us the bad effects of World War, and the writer has shown us an image of the mass exodus. So the correct answer is Munich. Munich. Carthage is used here. When the Fisher King, the reference of the Fisher King comes, the city of Carthage is used. When Tyrese's reference comes, there also the reference of Carthage comes. So the correct answer is Munich. Alexandria is also used in the poem. Now I come to the 10th question. Certain vegetation ceremonies were the influences that came from which book? Vegetative ceremonies. Vegetative ceremonies I explained in the second video of this poem. Vegetative or vegetation ceremonies where they put some grain in the doll or the effigy, and then they bury it in the burial of the dead. So wherever the reference of the drowned sailor or burial of the dead, these references come. The question is, from which books the writer has taken these vegetative ceremonies? Is he taken it from Upanishad? Is he taken it from Gita? Is he taken it from Ritual to Romance? Or is he taken it from the Golden Bough? Manisha has already answered. The references of vegetative or myths or say vegetation has been taken from the Golden Bough, written by James Fraser. I have already established this fact. I have already informed you in the very starting of this video also, and in the series of this poem's explanation. In the first video also, I have given you this information that this poem is a result of the great influence on the writer of the two books, Jesse Wetson's From Ritual to Romance and James Fraser's The Golden Bough. Now, next question, which is not mentioned in the drama, in this poem? Keats's Spanish Tragedy, Spenser's Prothalamion, Goldsmith's The Vicar of Wakefield, and Shakespeare's Measure for Measure. Out of these options, which one is not mentioned? Where comes the kids' Spanish tragedies reference? As you all know that it comes in the end, in the last section of the poem, in the last few lines, where the writer says that Hieronimo is mad again. That is the subtitle of kids' Spanish tragedy. Correct. Second, Spenser's Prothalamion, the song has already been given there when the writer has shown Thames River, and the Vicar of Wakefield, that when the reference of that clerk girl comes. Yesterday I was teaching you that. So the correct answer is Shakespeare's Measure for Measure. Let me inform you for the other question that the writer has written a poem Gerontion, T.S. Eliot. In that poem, the writer has taken epigraph from this play, Shakespeare's Measure for Measure. But in this poem, the writer has not taken anything from the Shakespearean play Measure for Measure. And another question, 12th question, I have also prepared one more question. That what did, you don't take it as a question, it's a, let it take it as an information, because I intend to be very short. I would like to be live for very short period today, only for 20 minutes. So let me inform you that in our earlier videos on this poem, I told you that this poem is considered by A. Richard as a poetic shorthand. And but what is the version of T.S. Eliot's? Means, what did T.S. Eliot say about this poem? So let me read it. Like, he said that it is just a piece of rhythmical grumbling. In a very humble manner, when critics approached T.S. Eliot, then they said that you have written a great poem. But he said that it's not great. It is simply just a piece of rhythmical grumbling. You should remember it. Rhythmical grumbling means to say that I have just arranged certain collages, certain images in a rhythmical manner, and it's not a serious poem. So that was the humble nature of T.S. Eliot. Now that's it for today. Those who want to join me for online classes, they are most welcome. They can contact me for PDFs also, for PPTs also, for study material also. That's it for. Thank you very much.